Hi everyone, so this is the second step. We are going to be using CSS to style this page now. Yes, everything here now is going to be looking like this when we are done. So all these things that are seen here now will change to that other one. Yes, so we are going to be using style.css. So you create a file called style.css. So inside of the style.css, we are going to be doing all the whole of these things. Now, first of all, we need to create a link. Like we need to use a link to link those page or that specific file, which is style.css, and we normally use link, relationship, then style sheet. This is the general format. Then use href. We use href to reference that page, which is the style.css. So with this now, we have linked those pages together, or those two files together, so that any changes we are making on that side of CSS, the changes will also appear on this any changes we are making on this side of CSS will also appear on the index.html. So this is the part here now. So we are going to actually start from picking the body. So pick the body, and this is the body, which means the background and everything that is inside this NTI calculator. So we'll start from picking the body. We'll select the body, then we'll add background color. So let's just use background color for this. We're going to be making use of a yellow background color. So let's say background color, color, not just background color. So let's just use a yellow background color. So we'll reload our page now to see if it's taking effect. So you can see that this is what we have for now. You can see how beautiful it is. But that is not what we want. Is this one here now. This is a gradient color. So but this one now is just the primary color. So we're going to be making use of that gradient color to style this our background so that it will look exactly like the other one we have. And for us to actually do this now, we have to use some certain like linear gradient. So the background will be linear gradient. Then we'll add, just follow these steps here. Just follow these steps here. So we'll start with the bottom first. The bottom, then the right, bottom right, and this other part, the RGB. So we'll use 0 here, we use 153 here, and we use 255 here. So you can see the color now. Yes, you can see the color. It's almost rhyming to what we have on that original one. So you also apply more to make it more thicker. So we use RGB, then 0, then 70, then 128, and let's just say how it is. Okay, so this is it here. Just do it exactly the way you are seeing it here so that you get the same results, or you can do it in your own customized way to give your own background a different. But I'm just trying to make sure that we arrive at that same one that we have, this one now that we have here now. Yes, I want it to look exactly the same. So you can see now, look at what we have here now. So it's the same thing now. The only difference is that we need to align this thing now. Let it just be one because it's divided. So we are going to use other properties of CSS to apply that. So here we just click down. So we use display, flex, then justify, text, align. I think so. I think there's I just want to push those text to the middle. All those whole contents. We want to make all these contents now. We want it to be at the middle, just like as the original one is. So now, okay, we have display flex. Okay, the problem we have here, we didn't have a closing tag, so please put a closing tag to your code so that it will apply the effect. Yeah, so this is what we have here now. Yeah, so now let's add the text align functionality or justify. Okay, so you can use either justify or text align, so but we want to just use this justify content. I want it to be in the center. This CSS property, so you can see that all this thing are in the middle now, all the whole content. So we're almost getting to the original copy. So now we're going to be adding the rest of the properties to actually get what we really want. So we use align items. So we're going to just make this one to be center. So all the items should now be aligned to the middle. Then we add a height of 100 VH, and then we also add a margin of 0. So let's reload our page. So you can see now it's at the middle. So we're trying to achieve what we have. Yes, we're trying to get everything that we have here now exactly the same thing. So you can see now everything now is at the middle now. So let's go back and then continue. So what we'll need next is to also pick up those other index elements, like the container. Yes, to get this container part. So here now, just go to the HTML and pick up another element, which is the calculator. That's the attribute, the class attribute. We pick up the calculator, and the calculator is inside the div, more like the main div container carrying all those whole contents. So we'll pick that, we'll select it and style it in our CSS. Just watch and see the effect now. So we'll put a dot. Remember, when using a class, is a dot you use to fetch or to select that class. So let's just put a background color to this. We also need a gradient color for this. So let's just use a RGBA 18 and then 152 and then 201 and 0.91. Yeah. Then okay, look at what we are doing here now. Yeah, exactly. So that is just for that. Yes, this entire calculator part, that's just the header part. Yes, but it's going to affect all of the content inside. So let's just add more of the properties. Then we have a border radius. We want to just adjust the border radius of this now. 10 pixel. 10 pixel should be okay. Yes, we just want to get exactly this shape here. Yes, look at the edges. So reload and see. So we now have this now. So we have achieved that. Then let's add more properties also. Remember, you can also customize this to your own taste. What we are doing now, we're just trying to get exactly what we have there. Then we can use a padding of 20 pixels. Then we need a box shadow. Yes, so that it will not just be at the background. So let's just say 0 pixel, 0 pixel, then 15 pixel. Then we'll now add RGBA, that's your gradient color, 0 0. Then okay, let's just leave it at 0 0 0 and 0.3. I think this should be okay for this part here. Yes, this should be okay. Yeah, because it shouldn't be that heavy. Yeah. Yes, now you can see now it's now separated from the background. It's just like a background shadow. So let's now add other properties. So we are going to use text align, and we're making all this text to be at the center. Yes, so text align center. so that all this whole text will be at the middle. Then we're going to add a width to it so that it will manage the width so everything won't be scattered. So we're using 300 pixels. So let's reload and see. Okay, so you can now see how it is now. Everything is at the middle, and the margin now, the width is all separated from the edges, so everything is now well aligned. So let's pick other properties. The next property is display, and the display is handling the input field, which is this part where you are typing, where we are typing our numbers, or where our numbers displays, like when you type something. So now let's just go to our styling and select that pattern, put it here. It's an ID, so we are using hash. Remember, because it's an ID, we are using hash here. But if it was a class, we'll use dot. So we are picking the ID, so we're making use of hash. So we're going to be adding other properties like width. So we'll add width to this display part, and it's going to be 100%. Then we also add other properties like font size. So the font size should just be, let's say, 24 pixel. That should be okay. And then we're going to add padding to this. Then the padding can just be 10 pixel. And margin, the margin bottom should just be 10 pixel also. Then let's say the border, we'll just make the border radius so that it will look nice and exactly like that. So we'll just make the border radius to be let's say 5 pixel. Yeah, 5 pixel should be okay. Remember, this is the part where we are typing. Then we also need to add the border itself. So we don't need it to have any border itself, just the border radius that we need to make effects to. Then the background color, let's just make the background color to be this is just CSS color for color F4 white, or should I call it off? I think it's just white. Yes. So make sure you add your closing tag. So this is what we have here now. So we want to get the result of that one. Let's look exactly like that. Then we go down to, so okay, so we need to select the next one, which is the buttons. Yes, we want to select the buttons, which is this one here now, and the button has to do with all those numbers that we're seeing on this calculator. So it's a class, so we're using dot. So let's make changes to this. We have display. I'm using a grid for the display because you can see how the buttons are. Then we are making use of a grid template, and the grid template columns, it should be on repeat, and then we should be maybe 4. It should be 4, then 1 FR. Then we should add other properties like grid gap so that it will space it out. Let's say just 10 pixels is okay. Then we can add other properties also. Okay, let's just view what we've done. Okay, so you can see what we've done so far. It's changed it to the grid template to columns, and then it gave it a gap, so you can see all these effects. So we are trying to achieve this one. So you can see that we're almost here now. Yes, we're almost there now. So it's little by little we'll get there. So let's just add other properties to this our work. So we go to this HTML and choose another okay, we're going to be picking these buttons now. Yes, we're going to be picking these buttons now. That is the general buttons. Button, not buttons, sorry. Remember, the first button we use is buttons. It has an S, but this one doesn't have an S. It's just a button. That's for the whole of those buttons. So we're adding font size to it, that's 20 pixel, and then we're adding a padding to it, 10 pixel, and then we're adding border to it. This one we need a border, so sorry, we don't need a border for this one. We don't need a border, so none. Then we have the border radius. We need to have a border radius for this one so that to style it, so 5 pixel, and it will look nice. Then the cursor, we need a cursor so that when you hover your mouse it will show the pointer, so we need the pointer cursor there to make it look more real. Then we also need a background, and the background should be linear gradient color. Then we have our to bottom, and also so we're just making use of this color here, 006A. You can just apply it, or you can just choose any color of your choice. You can just apply this, or you can just choose any color of your choice. Yeah, well, let's just make it to bottom. We'll change this one to, we are trying to get this color now for these operators. Yes, you see the different color, so we have this here now. Okay, let's just use this F and see how it works. Then we'll now apply these other parts, or apply the same color to these other parts too. Now this one specifically is for those numbers. Yes, for these numbers now. So all the numbers that you are seeing here now is going to have this white color. And so for the operators, we are still going to style the operators to have these other colors. Yes, so that to differentiate the operators from the operators are those ones that we have the multiplication symbol, the addition, the subtraction, the cancel, the backspace, the equal to. So we are still going to apply styling to it. So their general name is the operator. So we are going to pick this operator now. Yes, these are the parts we are talking about. So we are going to style it differently from this main other parts to differentiate them. So we'll just take them in our yes, so we'll pick it from there, from that our HTML, then we'll reference it here. So here we have dot operator. Remember, it's a class, that's why we're using dots. So we'll just give it a background color, or let me just say background linear gradient. So to bottom 00. No. Okay, let's use hash. If you don't add this hashtag, it will not work. So let's use 006AFF, and then hash 207 DDA. So you close your tag, you close your background. So let's see how it is. Let's reload. So you can see now it has applied, and then we actually now have this same thing here. If you check, yes. So what we need now is to add this hover over, so that when you hover your mouse over it to show that effect. So for us to do that now, we need to apply it to that specific side. Let's say the button. Yes, remember it's button we are using, not buttons. So we just add this hover, then we'll now add a background color to it, or let's just say background, then the linear gradient. So here we are going to be adding the colors to the bottom, and then we are using this selector here, ID selector. So let's just use this E0, E0, E0. Then we also apply the other one to make it look exactly the same thing. D4, D4, D4. I think this should be okay. Yeah, this should be okay. So make sure you add a closing tag. So let's reload and see the effect. So you can see the effect now. Okay, exactly the same thing. So don't forget to subscribe and wait for the next video. Thank you.